What's up, friends? I'm Becca Scott, and I want to tell you about one of my favorite ways to play Commander that for the first time ever has official organized play, Commander Box League. I played a version of this on my show Commander Party for our holiday episode, and now you can play this wacky and fun format at your local game store. At a Commander Box League event, you'll build a brand new 60-card Commander deck using only the contents of one Play Booster box. But there are some special rules for Box League. First, you can ignore color identity rule when selecting cards for your deck. Grab any legal commander, and remember that's been updated, and now any legendary card with a power and toughness can be your commander. So a creature, a vehicle, or a spacecraft. And then fill your decks with whatever cards from your box you want and play any number of them. Say your commander is the Seriema, which has a color identity of white, but you have 6 copies of Drilled Too Deep, which is red, and you want to make sure that you can station that ship. No problem. Sleeve them up and run them. Just do it. Then you'll play your deck against others built in the same way in pods of 3 or 4. And you can even bring your deck back to play in other Commander Box events throughout the week. For participating in Commander Box League events, you'll get both a Buy a Box promo, Singularity Rupture, and a Commander promo, Palladium Mirror. Though you can't use those in your deck, sorry, they weren't in the box. Them's the league rules. Commander Box League events are starting with Edge of Eternities and will run during pre-release week for every standard set from here on out. So if you and your friends want to learn what's in a new set, you'll always have this option. Plus, it's a great way to just get to rip some packs. You'll get all the thrill of opening a whole box of the set, and then you get to play with them immediately. It's the perfect way to meet a bunch of brand new cards. And come on, you're already planning on opening a box. You might as well just play them. So what's it like building a deck for Commander Box League? I'm gonna crack a box and find out. I got a box of play boosters and tore into them. I'm looking to build a 60-card deck around a commander, so let's pick a commander first. I opened a handful of legendary creatures and 2 legendary spacecraft, including Sammy Ship's Engineer, Tannock Memorial Ensign, and Tannock Steadfast Second. Since Box League lets you play around color identity, I think it could be fun to play all 3 of them and really dig into the narrative of their crew. Looking at these 3, I think Tannock Memorial Ensign might be the most fun. Landfall. Whenever land enters, Tannock deals 1 damage to each opponent. If this is the second time this ability has resolved, draw a card. What? I'm gonna want to be hitting my land drops anyway and maybe getting some extra card draw. Seems like Tannock Memorial Ensign is the way to go. Since we care about landfall, let's look at another mechanic we might want to highlight here, lander tokens. These are going to enable us to hit double landfalls and trigger Tannock. Kav Landseeker is a great option, as well as a Terra Pact Intimidator. And 4/3s are pretty solid in limited commander. Galactic Wayfarer also gives us lander tokens, as does Sammy's Curiosity, and Dauntless Scrapbot gives us Graveyard Hate, plus a lander token as a little extra treat. Freaking sweet. Zookeeper Mechan also provides some ramp, but I think I want to stick with lander tokens here. All Fate Scroll, though, just feels pretty good for us in this multicolored deck. Now, since we can flout color identity, we can rely on these lander tokens for our color fixing. I really shouldn't be playing Sammy Ship's Engineer, but why ask if I should when I know that I could? To make up for that, we want any additional ramp and lander tokens we can get. Larval Scoutlander doubles up the utility of a lander token for just 1 more mana, and tapping Siege Ship Agrarian to station Larval Scoutlander will give us a lander token. For more station outlets, we're also going to play a Vindo Waking Haven. I actually opened 2 of these, but it isn't really a creature-focused deck, so as good as Gaia's Cradle is, we probably just need the 1. Our last lander token creator is Glacier Godmaw. It also has a great landfall trigger, buffing creatures and giving some clutch keywords. Which takes us to our payoffs, landfall. Use Social Engineering turns landfall into robots. Mightform Harmonizer doubles up our creature's power, and the tippy top of our top end, Famished Worldsire, sends lands to the graveyard to make itself bigger, then finds more lands to trigger landfall multiple times. And once those lands are in the graveyard, Pull Through the Weft pulls them back to the battlefield. And Harmonious Grove Strider sits happy as more lands makes it bigger and bigger. For card draw, hopefully Tana can get us some of that, but we're running red, so our hand might end up empty. That makes Vault Guard Trooper an interesting choice in case we want to dump an empty hand to draw 2. Territorial Bruntar gives us some card advantage on landfall, and as a last-ditch, Slag Drill Scrapper essentially turns those lander tokens into clues to give us a bit more card draw if we need it in the late game. Another card we hope to trigger with lander tokens is Weftstalker Ardent. That means each of our lander tokens triggers damage when it enters, so I'll definitely be playing both of the ones of those that I opened. And we'll throw in Starfield Vocalist to double up all those triggers and the creation of any lander tokens when a creature enters. And yeah, a 4th color, why not? I mean, we have so many lander tokens. Tanook's Steadfast Second gives a ton of our creatures and artifacts warp as well, which means if we have the time, we can effectively double all their enter triggers. For removal, we have a couple that create lander tokens as well, like Siege Ship Impact and Orbital Plunge. Close Encounter and Diplomatic Relations reward our mana-hungry deck for playing big creatures. Drill Too Deep protects us from enemy spacecraft or powers up our own. We love a modal choice. And Nebula Dragon is a nice payoff for big mana and can take out smaller threats. Warmaker Gunship deals damage per lander token and other artifacts. Pain for All is very happy to be in a deck with big creatures, and Extinguisher Battleship, I gotta. It's a quasi-board wipe that leaves me with the 10/10. Okay. And another threat to fill our top end is Lash Whip Predator, which we almost certainly will be able to cast for its reduced cost. And because how could we not, we're playing the Lobster to try and turn lander tokens into burn, and Dawnsire Sunstar Dreadnought because there is no way I'm turning down an opportunity to attempt 100 damage on a creature enchanted by Pain for All. Looking at lands, we cracked Sacred Foundry and Stomping Ground, which is huge, plus Reflecting Pool and a Command Bridge or 3 for fixing. We'll fill the rest with basics, mostly mountains and forests, but a handful of plains and an island for us to search up when we need it. We definitely want 25 lands in this landfall-focused deck, and maybe should go to 26, but I'm gonna stay greedy. I like the look of this deck. It has some utility creatures that can station bigger threats, and a pretty straightforward game plan of make big mana, cast big creature. Plus, lander tokens will thin lands for the deck, helping us hit spells when we need them. Win conditions? Who needs them? Cast big creatures, turn them sideways. Maybe the Lobster eats some spacecraft, I don't know. Obviously, there are probably more optimized decks I could have built. After all, I'm playing 4 colors for basically only narrative reasons, but in a pot of all Box League decks, even that can be a viable strategy. It's a cool way to see the set's mechanics and story shine through, and I can't wait to play with some other friends. So join in the pre-release fun with Commander Box League during pre-release week. Follow the link below to find your local store running Commander Box League and sign up for an event.